This is the Bow of Shadows, and this is the best bow in Skyrim, in my humble opinion. And today, I'm going to show you how to get it at literally level 1. To be able to get this weapon, Bow of Shadows from the Creation Club is required, but if you've got the Anniversary Edition, it'll already come included and can be installed here. Let's begin. Greetings, wizards! I am here at the Helgen Exit and about to embark on my greatest mission yet, to prove to you all how absurdly powerful the Stealth Archer can be, if that wasn't already obvious. As you can tell from my inventory, I own only but clothes and a torch. I don't want to tempt myself with any weapons or magic in case I level up. With that being said, here we go. I proceed with the running and launch myself down the cliff to the Guardian Stones. Surprisingly, I actually go for the Thief Stone this time, so I can level up those Stealth Archer skills, even though I'm a Wizard Harry. I continue to follow the rocky path towards Riverwood, but suddenly hear a pack of wolves to my right. I don't see them though, and so assume that they've used camouflage to adapt to their environment, which I term doggoflage. Clever mutts. But this also scares me at the same time, as I can't defend myself for fear of leveling up and breaking the rules. I start frantically sprinting towards Riverwood in the hope that they don't catch me. I reach the town unscathed, but with a hell of an oxygen debt. I approach Faendal, as he seems like an archer, judging by his bum bag, and later on could teach me a thing or two. I understand his reasoning and take up his offer to ruin Sven's reputation with Camilla, because Sven's a mummy's boy. I'm not usually a very good liar though, and as I approach the Riverwood Trader, anxiety begins to kick in. I open the door to Raid Shadow Legend, the sponsor of this video. What a relief. This is the Doom Tower, a 120-story giant prison housing all sorts of evil. Evil which the Arbiter has managed to keep at bay until now. Siroth is leaking back into the world and she needs help. Climbing the monster tower won't be easy though, and can only be achieved with an army. That's where more than 400 champions come into play. Just check out Kale, who I picked up at the start of the game. He could be my cousin. The tower's lower levels are less of a worry, but as you ascend, the bosses become increasingly powerful. A thought out strategy and tactics will serve you well, especially at each 10th floor where you meet the big boys. If your champions manage to defeat them, you can earn special champion drops and a heck of a lot of XP. I'll be making sure Kale tags along to develop his talents as a wizard. So what's new in Raid? Well, this month they've introduced 2 brand new features, Awakening and a brutal new dungeon, the Iron Twins Fortress. Awakening your champion lets you choose a powerful blessing that can transform how they perform in battle. There's seriously never been a better time to get started, but there's more. The whole Raid community has been waiting for this for a long time, and Ultimate Death Knight is everything we hoped for. He's powerful, he's perfect, and everyone can get him for free. All you have to do is log in and play Raid for 7 days between now and October the 27th, and you'll get Ultimate Death Knight to your collection. You can also use DK Rises promo code for a bunch of free items to instantly level your new strongest champion all the way to level 50, 5-star ascension. If you haven't started playing Raid yet, click my link in the description or scan my QR code here on screen to get unique bonuses worth $30. We're talking a free epic champion, Vergis, 200k silver, 1 energy refill, 1 XP boost, and 1 ancient shard. You can summon awesome champions as soon as you get in-game. All this treasure will be waiting for you here. And it's that easy. Just click the link in the description and I'll see you in the game. Where was I? Ah yes, I opened the door, and to my horror, there's Camilla. It seems a bad time though, as an argument is taking place before me. They continue to ignore my presence, even though I'm standing right beside them. Well, I wonder if this is how they treat all their customers. Camilla's poor first impression makes the lying so much easier, and I walk out with my head held high, anxiety still intact. I deliver the news to Faendal, and boom, we're best buds. We ascend the mountain, but I quickly descend the mountain after spotting a visible wolf. He must be an alpha without his doggoflage. Here you can see I'm trying not to get my ass chomped, all the while Faendal is missing all his shots. It doesn't seem he's a very good archer, and his ineptitude has just made me contract Rock Joint. Great, thanks Faendal. 1 arrow does finally hit the target though, which secures his place on my team. I just hope it wasn't a fluke. My robes are now ruined, but thankfully I learned of a neat trick from back in the day. By simply removing my clothes and re-equipping them, all the bloodstains disappear. Bang, and the dirt is gone. We skip our way down the mountain to find 3 splendidly gallant individuals fighting a giant. I would usually intervene and aim for a ceasefire. The sheer size and the giant makes me feel uneasy, and I've had dealings with them in the past. Faendal doesn't engage either, so I can only assume he feels the same way. We stealthily take our leave and hope that no one spots our cowardice. I approach Whiterun's main gate, but the guard stopped me in my tracks. I choose the option to persuade, but just know if this wasn't a level 1 challenge, I'd give them all my gold. I make my way through the Wind District, where my boy Heimskir is delivering sermons about Talos. Although Talos may have the best blessing in the game, his preaching is a bit OTT in my opinion, and it's loud as hell. I really pity anyone who lives in the Wind District. I try to withstand the noise and accept the blessing of Talos, which cures my rock joint. Don't fail me again, Faendal. Continue up the steps and enter Dragonsreach. The wine on the table proves to be quite refreshing and helps take my mind off the headman's axe. Oh yes, I forgot to mention that I was about to be executed, but a dragon interfered and it saved my life. You probably already knew that. I speak with Proventus, but the dialogue option to start the Bow of Shadows quest isn't there. Confused, I search online for answers, which suggests that I have to become Thane first. I slowly come to the realization of what I have to do. I can hear it already.
Another wanderer, here to lick my father's boots. Good job.
I sit and chug some more wine before begrudgingly informing Jarl Ballsgruff of the dragon attack. Some may argue that I should have done this first, as the precious time wasted on researching may have led to several more civilian casualties. I correct my behaviour and rush over to Farengar, this time showing a more concerning attitude. Ballsgruff, however, lags behind and just strolls over without a care in the world. See, don't point the finger at me, guys. A fellow wizard tasks me with retrieving a stone tablet and informs me of the risks involved. It sure does sound daunting, but I'm sure Faendal will be fine. I fast travel to the Guardian Stones, defy the laws of physics, and arrive at Bleak Barrow. Faendal isn't quite as athletic as I, and so is forced to take the long way around. This isn't good, as there's bandits nearby, but from what I recall, they're pretty dumb and can't open the main gate. With this in mind, I put on a brave face and dash for the entrance, managing to avoid all physical contact. Faendal spawns with, and he, gets to work. I just equip my torch and watch on from a safe distance. The ancient Barrow is gloomy and forbidding. And these webs, they remind me of spiders, of course. Each Christmas, I was the one who had to go retrieve the Christmas tree from the attic. But thankfully, I never encountered any spiders. We later reach a small room with a bandit, who practically kills himself. I mean, come on, mate, the answers are there. I flip the pedestals to their correct positions like a boss, and we continue down the stairs where these 3 rat-a-tatters gnaw at my ankles and give me a taxi. I jump on the table where those fat rats can't get me.
Hello there.
And Faendal deals with them in his fashionably late style as always. A great giant hairy spider then suddenly drops from the ceiling. I'm thinking, holy cow, he's a big one, and definitely wouldn't fit with my Dyson back home. Seriously guys, get a Dyson and hoovers those suckers right up. I wait as Faendal does his thing, but he's taking way too long, and so I proceed on without him. I release this guy, and he thinks he's tricked me until he stumbles into that. His death wasn't in vain though, as I utilised the trap to my advantage and then collect the golden claw from his impaled corpse. More Draugr lay ahead, but there's another trap. We eventually arrive at a puzzle door, and my wisdom of intuition kicks in. I inspect the golden claw, but what do you know? There's a solution. That would have taken those bandits a lifetime to figure out. The door slides down, and we swagger on in. Faendal is fascinated by the Mahusive cavern, as am I. It never gets old. I approach the word wall and learn the best shout in the game, but then a Draugr overlord ruins the moment and emerges from his sarcophagus. I bait him while Faendal deals the damage. It works like a treat, and I end up retrieving the Dragonstone. I reward Faendal with the Draugr's ancient Nord battle axe of chills, not for his valiant effort though, but because he took damn forever to kill him and needs a better weapon. After exiting the cave, I appreciate the open air so much more and celebrate with Faendal over a cheeky beer. We arrive back at Dragonsreach, but before going in, I cure my ataxia. Talos really is a lifesaver. I've come to realise that Heimskir is right. He does deserve all the praise. I return to the court wizard and hand over the stone tablet. Then Irileth comes rushing in with news about another dragon attack. After speaking with Jarl Ballsgruff, I'm tasked with joining the Dark Elf in slaying it. Yes, I may have had my dealings with the dragon before, but no, I didn't in the slightest enjoy it. I want to see another one, ever again. Here I am at the western Watchtower, awaiting the dragon's arrival. Oh crap, and here he comes. The fight was grueling and arduous, but fair play to them all. I then prove to everyone that I'm Dragonborn by clearly absorbing the dragon soul and shouting Fuchs in their faces. But Irileth is having none of it. She advises her detachment to trust in the strength of their sword arm and not in tales and legends. Honestly, I think she's just jealous, so I show her the power of the Dragonborn again by shouting Fuchs in her face. I return to Whiterun and a thundering roar can be heard. It's the Greybeards. They're not usually allowed to speak though, and so must have had tremendous pleasure in saying those very brief words. I enter Dragonsreach once again, find Jarl Ballsgruff and complete the quest. Now, this is the time we've been waiting for. Proventus Avenicci, you better show me that dialogue for the Bow of Shadows, boy. I approach him with terrible excitement. We're about to start the quest for the best bow in the game. To my horror though, it's not there. You're telling me that I did all that for nothing? I am infuriated by Proventus, and so share my disgust of him with the wizards. You guys gave some pretty helpful tips, thank you. But unfortunately, none would resolve my issue. Proventus has won. There is nothing left I can do. The Bow of Shadows will never be retrieved. I fall to the ground, defeated, while Proventus relishes the moment. Feindal comes to my aid, but all hope is lost. But then he retrieves a note from his bum bag and hands it over to me. I open it, and it reads, How to get the Bow of Shadows. Step 1. Use this console command. End of steps. I look up at him with a tear in my eye. You have just saved me. But why the hell didn't you tell me about this before? I enter the code. Smash the like button. I mean the enter button. But you should smash the like button. And what do you know? The quest begins. Now who's smiling, Proventus? I read his note and learn of an assassination plot on Ballsgruff. Poor Ballsgruff. I sprint down to Arcadia's Cauldron as his life could now be at stake. I read her ledger and spot 2 suspicious purchases for poison. We investigate the first, a priest of Arcadia in the Hall of the Dead. Feindal deals with the skeletons and I discover a note. It suggests that the poison was used on the cheese to kill off those rat-a-tatters, and I don't blame him. My ankles are still itching. Even though the cheese is contaminated, I'm starving and it looks so good. All good. We proceed to investigate the second, a Nord stable boy in the Whiterun Stables, but he's dead. Oh, and that'll be the poison cheese. The horse next to him looks pretty sus, so I command Feindal to put it down. I recover the note from the boy, now covered in my sick, with a lead to Silent Moon's camp. It's a fair distance away, and I regret killing the horse now. Come on, Feindal, we'll have to go on foot. Eventually we arrive, and there's loads of bandits there. I continue up the steps, bypassing them all, and read the assassin's journal. I now know exactly where he's going to plan the attack. I immediately retreat back outside, make sure I'm a safe distance away from the enemy, and fast travel to Dragonsreach. I open the double doors and hope it's not too late. Then again, if I am, it's all Avenicci's fault. Thank God, Ballsgruff is still alive, but we must quickly neutralize the target. I shoot up the stairs and around to the balcony. Feindal, hot in pursuit. The assassin thinks he's invisible, which he is, but not to the trained eye. I can see right through his disguise. I give his position away, and Feindal, and then all the boys. Even Ballsgruff himself joins in. He's one crazy Jarl. Inevitably, the assassin meets his end, and I retrieve the Bow of Shadows, aka the best bow in the game, at level 1. And this is how it looks. Sorry, I had invisibility turned on. There you go. So why is this bow so good? Well, here are its stats. Firstly, it has a high base damage of 19, which is the same as a Daedric and Nightingale bow. Secondly, it has an extremely fast firing speed, which is only bested by 3 other bows. But despite what the numbers say, this bow is noticeably faster. Here you can see it smoking Zephyr's booty, and both are running quickshot. This is extraordinary, as typically bows tend to have only one of these as a high value, never both, which makes for a very high DPS. In fact, its DPS is only bested by the bound bow, utilising the Mystic Binding perk, and Carlia's bow, if you can count that one. Additionally, its innate enchantment increases the draw speed by 20% and casts invisibility for 30 seconds. Those wolves can now have a taste of their own medicine. Like any other form of invisibility though, as soon as you perform an action like firing the bow or pickpocketing Yolen for example, you will become visible. But it can be reactivated immediately by simply putting the bow away and drawing it back out again. This can be performed on loop for insane sneaky stealthage. It can be upgraded with an ebony ingot and arcane smithing, but here comes the drawback. Unfortunately, it has no material keywords assigned to it, meaning that it doesn't benefit from any smithing perks. But that's nothing the restoration loot can't handle. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, Wizard. You are very much appreciated. Be sure to leave a like for each time you laughed by making separate accounts. Also, subscribe on all of them while you're at it. You might as well. This has been the Welsh Wizard. I shall see you all in the next one.